Hey guys, Hopeless Halo here, and this is a video on the next few classes. Last time we went over the Raging Barbarian, the Charismatic Bard, and the Wise Cleric. This time we'll be going over another Wisdom-based class, the Druid, the Martial class, the Fighter, and the final one for today will be Monk. Druids are often perceived as one with nature. Really, they can, as it says here, they have the power of nature, preserving the balance. They are more guardians, if anything. At first level, they get Druidic, which is their own language, and the ability to cast spells. They use Wisdom to cast their spells. At second level, they get one of their first unique traits, Wild Shape. This allows them to change into the shape of a beast that they've seen before, and they can use it twice per short rest. The different creatures you can turn to, the variety broadens as you get a higher level. The max strength, or CR, of the monster you can turn to is 1/4 at second level, 1/2 at 4th, and 1 at 8th. They also have limitations depending on your level. The first one being no flying or swimming speed, then just no flying speed, and then no limitations. Some examples are wolf, crocodile, and giant eagle. For more details, here it is. It basically tells you how long you can stay in that form, your stat changes because of it, and your HP. You also can't cast any spells while in that form. Next one up is Druid Circle. This is your basically archetype. The free one on D&D Beyond is Circle of Land. You get a bonus cantrip, of course, of the that druids would normally get, and the ability natural recovery. Basically, this allows you to regain a few of your spell slots on a short rest. At level 3, you just get second level spells. Level 4, you get your ability score improvement, when I have gone over that in a previous video, but your wild shape improvement. So now, you can, if you scroll back up, you can now use creatures that have swimming speed, since that restriction was taken away from you. 5th level, you don't get much, but at 6th level, you get another feature from your Druid Circle. As for land, you get Land Stride. Moving through non-magical difficult terrain costs no extra movement. You can also move through non-magical plants without being slowed by them or taking damage. They also get different spells based on which type of land they chose. There's Arctic, Coast, Desert, Forest, Grassland, Mountain, Swamp, and Underdark. They all get their own lists, which they automatically get. Next up, 7th level, they just get 4th level spells, but at 8th level, they get their last improvement to Wild Shape, and another ability score improvement. At 9th level, once again, there is nothing. At 10th level, they get another Druid Circle feature. For Circle of the Land, this is going to be Nature's Ward. When you reach 10th level, you can't be charmed or frightened by elementals or fae. You're also immune to poison and disease. You can your next feature is at 16th level, where you get another ability score improvement, and then after that is at 18th level, where you get 2 abilities, Timeless Body and Beast Spells. Timeless Body is when you reach 18th level, you age 10 times slower. Whereas Beast Spells, you can cast spells while using your Wild Shape, aka being transformed into an animal. You can provide the somatic and material components of a Druid spell, but you cannot provide material components, so keep that in mind when determining what spell you're going to use. At 19th level, you get your final ability score improvement, and finally, at 20th level, you get Archdruid. This allows you to use your Wild Shape an infinite number of times. And you can ignore the verbal and somatic components of Druid spells, as well as any material components that lack a cost and aren't consumed. You gain this benefit both in your normal shape and your beast shape from wild shape. And that's the Druid. Next up, we have the Fighter. The fighters are well-rounded specialists. They can use ranged attacks, a variety of weapons, swords and shields. Basically, any weapon is at their disposal. At first level, they get Fighting Style. Fighting Style allows them to choose a specialty. There's Archery, Defense, Dueling, Great Weapon Fighting, Protection, and Two-Weapon Fighting. Archery makes you better with ranged weapons, Defense adds AC, Dueling gives you extra damage if you only have one weapon in one hand, and Great Weapon Fighting increases the likelihood of you getting more damage when holding a weapon with both hands. Protection allows you to protect your allies as long as you're holding a shield, and Two-Weapon Fighting basically makes holding two weapons, one in each hand, an actually useful option. Next ability is Second Wind. As a bonus action on your turn, you can regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus your fighter level, once per short rest. At second level, you get Action Surge. Just once per long rest, you can just suddenly gain a second action to use on your turn. At third level, you get your archetype. The ones that are free here are the Champion and the Gunslinger. The Gunslinger is unofficial content, also created by Critical Role, so we'll just be going over Champion. With Champion, you get a critical hit whenever you roll 19 or 20 on the d20 instead of just the 20. At fourth level, you get your first ability score improvement. Fighters get a lot of these. At fifth level, you get extra attack, allowing you to attack twice with only one action. At sixth level, you get your next ability score improvement, and at seventh level, you get a martial archetype feature. For Champion, that's Remarkable Athlete, you can add half your proficiency bonus, rounded up, to any strength, dexterity, or constitution check that doesn't already use your proficiency bonus. This also increases the length of your long jump. Next up is another ability score improvement, and after that you gain Indomitable. If you fail a saving throw, you can re-roll it, but you must use the new number. You can only use this once at 9th level, but you get 2 uses at 13th level and 3 uses at 17th level. Next up is another archetype feature. For Champion, this is Additional Fighting Style, so you can choose a different one now, a second option. They're all the same with Archery, Defense, Dueling, Great Weapon Fighting, Protection, and Two-Weapon Fighting. The next one is Extra Attack 2. You can now make 3 attacks with only one action. At 12th level, it's an ability score improvement. At 13th level, you get 2 uses of Indomitable. At 14th level, you get another ability score improvement. At 15th level, you get another martial archetype feature. For Champion, this is Superior Critical. You now get critical hits with an 18, 19, and or a 20, instead of just a 20. At 16th level, you get ability score improvement. At 17th level, you get 2 uses of your Action Surge, and 3 uses of Indomitable. At 18th level, you get your final martial archetype feature. For Champion, this is Survivor. At the start of each of your turns, you regain hit points equal to 5 plus your Constitution modifier if you have no more than half your hit points left. Also, you cannot gain it if you have only 0 hit points. Next up, at 19th level, is your final ability score improvement, and finally, for 20th level, you get Extra Attack 3, allowing you to make 4 attacks per action on your turn. And that's the fighter. Next up, we'll be looking at the monk. The monk is a wisdom and dexterity based class. At first level, they get 2 abilities, Unarmored Defense and Martial Arts. Unarmored Defense makes it so while they're not wearing any armor or wielding a shield, their AC equals 10 plus Dexterity modifier plus Wisdom modifier. And also, Martial Arts. Martial Arts allows you to use Dexterity instead of Strength for the attack and damage of your unarmed strikes and monk weapons. You can use a D4 instead of just a flat 1 damage for your unarmed strike or monk weapon. And this dice becomes stronger as you level up. Also, when you attack with an unarmed strike or monk weapon, you can make another unarmed attack as a bonus action. Assuming you haven't already taken bonus action this turn. At second level, they get two more abilities, Ki and Unarmored Movement. Ki is the mystic energy inside of monks. They have key points equal to their level. You know 3 features that can use key points: Fury of Blows, Patient Defense, and Step of the Wind. You get all your key points back at the end of a short rest. The first ability, Fury of Blows, allows you to spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action instead of 1. Patient Defense allows you to spend 1 key point to make dodge bonus action. Step of the Wind allows you to spend 1 key point to take the disengage or dash as your bonus action, and your jump distance is doubled for the turn. Unarmored Movement increases your speed by 10 feet while you're not wearing armor or wielding a shield. This ability gets stronger as you level up. At third level, you get your monastic tradition, or your archetype. You also get Deflect Missiles. Deflect Missiles can use your reaction to deflect or catch a missile when you're hit by a ranged weapon attack. When you do, the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus your Dexterity modifier plus your monk level. If you've reduced the damage to 0, you can catch the missile if it's small enough for you to hold in one hand, and have at least one hand free. If you catch a missile in this way, you can spend 1 key point to throw it back at them as part of the same reaction. You make this attack with proficiency regardless of what weapon it is, and it counts as a monk weapon for the attack. It also has a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. Now there are many different free ones. Way of the Ascendant Dragon, which is limited time. Cobalt Soul, which is unofficial content by Critical Role. But the one I'll be going over is Way of the Open Hand, the one that will remain free. Way of the Open Hand is basically a flurry of blows. At third level, when you choose this, you can manipulate your enemy's ki when you harness your own. Whenever you hit with one of the attacks granted by your flurry of blows, you can impose one of the effects. It has to make a dexterity saving throw or being knocked prone. It must make a strength saving throw. If it fails, it moves up to 15 feet away from you. Or it can't take reactions until the end of your next turn. Wholeness of Body is what you get at 6th level. But at 4th level, you get Ability Score Improvement and Slow Fall. Beginning at 4th level, you can use Reaction to reduce any falling damage you take by 5 times your monk level. At 5th level, you get Extra Attack and Stunning Strike. Stunning Strike allows you to spend a key point whenever you hit with a melee weapon attack. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be stunned until the end of your next turn. At 6th level, you get Key Empowered Strikes and a feature for your monastic tradition. Key Empowered Strikes makes your unarmed strikes count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity. And for your open hand, you get the wholeness of body I talked about earlier. The ability to heal yourself. As an action, you can regain hit points equal to 3 times your monk level. You must finish a long rest before you can use this feature again. At 7th level, you get evasion and stillness of mind. At 7th level, your instinctive agility lets you dodge out of the way of certain area effects. When you'd be forced to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed and half damage if you fail. You also get stillness of mind. Starting at 7th level, you can use your action to end one effect on yourself that's causing you to be charmed or frightened. At 8th level, you get an ability score improvement. At 9th level, you get an unarmored movement improvement, so now you get the ability to move along vertical surfaces and across liquids on your turn without falling during your move. At 10th level, you get purity of body. It makes you immune to disease and poison. And at 11th level, you get monastic tradition. For way of the open hand, this is tranquility. You can enter a special meditation that surrounds you with an aura of peace. At the end of a long rest, you gain the effect of a sanctuary spell that lasts until the start of your next long rest. At 12th level, you get ability score improvement. At 13th level, you get the Tongue of Sun and Moon. Starting at 13th level, you can learn to touch the key of other minds so that you understand all spoken languages. Moreover, any creature that can understand language can understand what you say. At 14th level, you get Diamond Soul. Diamond Soul. Beginning at 14th level, your mastery of Ki grants you proficiency in all saving throws. Additionally, whenever you make a saving throw and fail, you can roll 1 Ki point to re-roll it and take the second result. At 15th level, you get Timeless Body. At 15th level, your Ki sustains you, so you suffer none of the frailty of old age and can't be aged magically. You can still die of old age, however. In addition, you no longer need food or water. At 16th level, you get an ability score improvement, and at 17th level, you get your final monastic tradition feature. For open hand, this is the Quivering Palm. At 17th level, you get the ability to set up lethal vibrations in someone's body. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can spend 3 Ki points to start these vibrations, which last for a number of days equal to your monk level. The vibrations are harmless unless you use your action to end them. To do so, you and the target must be on the same plane of existence. When you use this action, the creature must make a Constitution saving throw. If it fails, it's reduced to 0 hit points. If it succeeds, it takes 10d10 necrotic damage. You can only use this once per long rest, and you can only have 1 creature under it at a time. At 18th level, you get the ability Empty Body. Beginning at 18th level, you can spend 4 Ki points to become invisible for 1 minute. During that time, you also have resistance to all damage except force. You can also cast 8 Ki points to cast the Astral Projection spell without needing material components. If you do so, you can't take any other creatures with you. At 19th level, you get your final ability score improvement, and at 20th level, you get your final ability Perfect Self. When you roll for initiative and have no Ki points remaining, you regain 4 Ki points. Now, that was in today's episode. The Martial Fighter, the Wise Druid, and the Quick Monk. Next time, we'll be going over another Charisma-based class, the Paladin, another Wisdom-based class, the Ranger, and the Sneaky Rogue. That's all. Goodbye for now.